Hey guys, hope everybody is doing well today on this Easter. Happy Easter to everyone, happy Passover, and happy spring to all. Today I'm going to show you what sold on eBay between April 14th to April 21st, 2019. Coming to you from Broomall, Pennsylvania today. We're visiting in-laws for Easter. So I was away for a couple of days. I'll be honest with you, eBay sales were a little slacky this week. Thank goodness for other streams of income. I stress that to all my students. Always have something else going on. In this case, I do headlight restoration and a bunch of other things. But so let's get this started here. We left a couple days ago, so some of these items I haven't shipped out yet. I have to go home and ship them out. I moved my handling time out to 4 days when we left, and then I knocked it down each day as we were here. I prefer moving the handling time out than putting my store on vacation. I know you lose some top-rated seller status with doing that, but it works for me. So let's get going. Some of these items I made a lot of money. Some of these items I didn't make much money. And 99.9% of my items I get for free, or I pay very little for because I'm parting out items, and I do lots of consignment. So let's get started. Here is this weird pickle cheese olive knife. I have no idea what it is, but sold it for a friend of mine. His storage unit found it. Didn't make a whole lot of money on this. He told me to keep the stuff that sells for low end, so I probably made $5. So not bad. It goes first class. I'll just throw it in a poly envelope, a little bit of wrapping, packing around it, and it'll be off to go. See, I make sure I have I show what I can with that's on the knife itself. Not a great picture, but the best I could. That's on top, inside. So basically all the pictures. I keep my title short and to the point, stating it's with box. And I try and use as many item specifics as I can. With all my items are basically the same format. Keep my descriptions real short. 80% of the sales on eBay are done on smartphones and tablets and smart devices. People don't have the time or the room on the screen to read huge amounts of stuff in a description. If you're going to put a lot of stuff in there, put it below all your pertinent stuff, like it's in good shape and some scratches if you need to explain if the item has historical value or whatever, if this was owned by somebody famous. So let's move on to the next item. It's going to be pretty short this week. It didn't sell a whole lot, these selected items here. This is a board out of a flat screen TV someone gave me. I take almost anything anybody gives me. These screen TVs are real easy to disassemble. About 8 screws on the back, usually Torx wrench screws is what they are. And the back pops off once you take the screws off, and there's really not much inside these TVs. You might think there is. There is this board. There is a power board, I think. And there's another board, I forget what that's called, and there's some LCD lights in there, whatever they call them, and 2 speakers and your big screen. That is about all that's behind those big screen TVs. Most of the parts go for decent money. This went first class. I shipped it insured. Cost me with insurance about $6. So I did very well on this. Again, this was an item that was given to me, the TV, and I parted this out. I looked at the part number. I looked at TV breakdown by model number on Google, found a website that had all the parts broken down, got the information from there, and then went to eBay and looked up the part number there, and everything synced up. So I did the best I could. What happened with this TV is there was no power. So quick story, I took the back off, saw the fuse was blown out, and these fuses are expensive. So I went and bought a fuse. They're about $7 for the fuse. I figured, what the heck? Put the fuse in, it blew out again. So I'm assuming it was a power board issue because that was the power board that was blowing the fuse. This is not the power board. This is the signal. This is where you plug in all your external stuff to your TV. So a lot of these things I take a gamble on selling. If they work, great. If they don't, I just do a full refund and give them a big apology. So let's go on to the next item. Here is a half of a steel hand blower, the kind you go, you do your driveway and sidewalk and lawn and stuff. These things run forever if taken care of. So this I've had in my garage forever. I've had it on eBay before years back. It didn't sell. And I was going to throw it away. And I thought, well, let me put it up there one more time. I made probably 16 bucks on this. I think shipping, I think it went out first class. I think it was below 16 ounces. It wasn't that heavy. It's just a piece of plastic. And again, I am very anal I try and take the best pictures I can. Most of the time they're not white background, but then I'm just selling parts. I always take a picture if I can find the part number on the item. I make sure I take a picture of that and show that. I explain what it is. I'm not responsible for the part fitting, which I'm not, because that's your responsibility to make sure the part fits. Like it always says in mine, please ask any questions before buying. Our next item here is yet another lawnmower bag. Story on these, I told it several times, is I have a lot of these in my garage that I list periodically. Most of the time I forget that I have them. And I listed 4 different bags in the last 2 weeks, and they're all selling, because it's the time of the year. It's spring, some sell in the summer, a lot sell in the fall. So I do pretty good on these. This is going to Pennsylvania, so I should do really well with shipping. Shouldn't cost you that much. It'll probably go FedEx. I will put it in a 14 by 12 box, 2 of them that I get at the big box stores. I set up one box, tape the bottom, put this in, and then I telescope the next box right on top of that box, push it down till it hits the box, and then tape it, and I'm done. Then I tape around where I telescope the boxes, and it's ready to go. So that's an easy ship. A lot of times I will make a box for this. I'll get a big piece of cardboard, and I'll just cut around the thing and Frankenstein a box, but sometimes that takes longer than just buying the boxes and shipping it out that way. Again, I paid nothing for this. It came with a mower somebody gave me. I am super crazy with taking all the measurements of all different angles of the bag opening to make sure I show damage. Any damage on any of my items, I always make sure I show that there's corner worn there. This is an old bag. I think people are just happy to get these bags, no matter what condition they're in. There's more measurements, so I am crazy with the measurements and everything else. The bag opening is 12 by 12. I make sure people know that. That's basically it for that item. Let's go on to the next item. Got about 3 more left. This is a vacuum piece. Somebody gave me 2 Shark vacuum cleaners. There's really nothing wrong with them. I parted out one of them. I may keep one for myself. I do some vacuum cleaner repair for people in my area that I just do whatever I can to make some extra money sometimes. And these are really good vacuums, believe it or not. They're low-end vacuums, but they're really good. They're made incredibly well. So if you need a vacuum, I'd grab one of these. They're affordable. And buy the parts from me if you need a part. But the parts go really well, sell really well. It took me all of 2 seconds to take this part off, another 2 seconds to clean it, and a few minutes just to list it, and it is gone. I haven't shipped this out yet. I will do this when I get home. It'll go first class, and I will bubble wrap it, put it probably 2 poly envelopes, one on, and then just put yellow on top and then tape it around, and it'll be gone. I make sure I take pictures of all the damage, like I said before in the other item with the lawnmower bag, some scratches, refer to photos. So I make sure that some scratches and wear from use, refer to photo number 6. And that is photo number 6. So see, so they can see the one spot that has the wear on it, which I like to do. I like to be honest. I like to maybe tell people too much about the item, because then if I do this, it avoids a return, it avoids questions, it avoids people getting mad because it's not exactly what they bought. Now, some people don't read or look either, but this avoids a lot of that. All right, let's go to the next item. Another Shark vacuum cleaner part. I found this Shark vacuum cleaner on the side of the road or in a dumpster or next to a dumpster. I can't remember. I lose track of half of these things I find. So I took all the pictures. Then I got a message on this item a couple weeks back. The guy wanted to make sure that this seal, he said, these seals, sometimes they go bad. So he wanted me to take close-up pictures of the seal. I did. He never bought it. But you know what? That's fine. Because anytime somebody asks me a question like that, I'd rather just take the pictures, not redo the list, but add the pictures to the listing so people know. So here's a close-up of the seal, the bottom seal. That's the bottom seal again. That's the top seal. So people know that the seal is good on this. And this was $21. I probably made, well, I got it for free. So I think it, I haven't shipped this one out yet. I'm sorry. I got to ship this out when I go home. I'll probably make about $18 on this. I forgot. I have to ship some of the stuff out when I get home. Here's another item I sold while I was away. Another Shark vacuum cleaner part off the same one from that tube that you saw. So I'm making pretty good money from this item already I got for free. This took no tools to take off. Just twist this part off. And this piece came off, pops off, and it's there, and I just wiped it off. Took a picture of it on the table in my backyard, and I also took was one picture. This is really not much. How many pictures can I take of this thing? I mean, it's a handle. We'll make pretty good money on this, probably make $25 on this because I think it's going somewhat locally within the tri-state area. Here is another vacuum cleaner part. Again, I found this vacuum cleaner. These Dyson parts sell well. They can be what they call long tail sales, which means you can have them in your store, in your eBay store, or up on eBay for a while, like months. I've had some there for a year or two that I forgot about. But this one sold pretty quickly. I listed this last week before I left. It does work. I made sure it worked. I cleaned it out the best I could. These Dyson parts, like I said, sell very, very well. This is the only part I parted out so far from this vacuum cleaner. Unfortunately, I went and spent probably about 20 minutes taking the motor, trying to get to the motor because the motor goes for about $25. And I got to the motor finally. I just wasn't having a good day, and it was taking me forever to get the motor out. And the piece on the motor was breaking, and when I tried to take the wire off the motor, that piece broke. So it happens. Stuff happens. Again, I paid nothing for the item, just 20 minutes of my time to get the motor out, but I got this part off, and I got some other parts off that I have to list. So going to do really, really well. Again, with any of these parted out items I sell, I always, like I said before in my previous videos, sorry for being redundant here, but I want the newbie people to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing stuff. I always take a picture of the part tag, the model number tag on the item, and make that the last picture on my listing so people know exactly what it came off of. If they want to look it up on the internet, they just look up that part, that item, that model number. I'm sorry. I think I need more chocolate. It's Easter. And that's what they do. And that's what I always do. The last picture, last photo of my parted out items, I always, 99% of the time, have the model tag. I've missed it once in a while, but most of the time I have it. Let's see. Let's go down here and see what else. I forget what I said here. Power head assembly. I found the part number for the whole power head out there. Sometimes what I do, if I have the time and I know it'll sell for a lot of money, is I actually break out each part and I find each part number for all the parts of the head. But there were a lot of parts. There were probably about 20, 25 parts in this head. And it probably would have taken me 20 minutes or half an hour to get all that stuff together and put it in the listing. And I thought, nah, it's not worth it. Because each part number you put in your item specifics is good for Google and people looking on Google for stuff, and it would direct them to, gee, why am I going to buy that part for $20 when I can buy the whole head for $30.99? So that's why I do that a lot of times. It gets people to buy the whole part instead of if they're just looking for one part. This is our last item. Fan blades. What the heck is he selling fan blades for? There's no money in those. Well, there may not be a whole lot of money in these, but there's a thrift store around my area that always has carts out front. Free items. And you know me with free stuff. So I always forage around there, and I pulled these fan blades out. I pulled actually, oh my gosh, I listed 5 sets of fan blades. I probably pulled out 15 sets of fan blades, I bet you. I can't remember. And these are the vintage ones, the classic wicker cane ones. We all remember these. Oh, I had these in my dining room, my living room, everywhere back in the 80s. I took them home. They were a little scratched up. I put a lot of lemon oil on them. Lemon oil does magic with scratches. The backs were good, but who sees the backs? But I guess you could flip them over if you don't want to see the wicker. I take, like I said, I try and show all the damage on the parts. There's the ends are a little damaged. And here are the ends again, the other side. Here's the measurement of the fan blade itself. That measurement. What else we got here? I forget. This is really important too. What I do is I take this is a universal template I made for the spacing of the screws. So let me show you what I do here. Real simple. I put the same information in all my lists. I put the same information up here in the seller notes as I do down in the description. So let's start here. I also put it in the item specification. So back to the measurements. So point A is 4 2/8. So point A between here is 4 2/8. So people know. And then scroll down here. Sorry for all the scrolling. And point B is 3 inches. Point B is 3 inches. Okay, so people know the exact measurement of the fan blade. Now, I also stress that both center to center of holes refer to last photo, so people know the template is there. Again, this avoids a lot of returns. When I first started selling fan blades and stuff like that, I had a few returns because I wasn't real clear on the measurements. Also, the arms, which I don't have any arm. When I mean arms, hang on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the last item, so we'll spend just a little bit of time on this. I'll educate you on fan blades. The arms up here, they come off these fan blades and attach to the fan. They go for pretty good money on the high-end fans like Hunter and the other high-end brands. I get about $10 a piece for those, $10, $14 a piece profit, because I've done it before. You lift something in a room and the fan's on and you hit the fan and you bend the blade. We've all done it. So they go for pretty good money. So that is it for this week, believe it or not. Like I said, thankful for other streams of income I got coming in, but I love eBay. It suits me well. I also sell on Amazon a little bit. Do FBA on Amazon, books and things I find in the clearance section of big box stores. I also do training on eBay. I have an online course. All that information is down below, but I'll tell you real quick what I do. I have an online Vimeo course for beginners, and also it's got some good information for seasoned sellers. I also do the Raleigh eBay Meetup Group. We meet second Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. to 8:45 in Raleigh. It's a YouTube channel, and I also do training. What else do I do? I think that's about it, guys. You guys have a great day. Have a wonderful Easter. Happy Passover. Happy spring. And all that other stuff. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great, great day. Thank you for watching. And please hit that little thumbs up, like button on the video if you like. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm always putting videos out like this. Always showing you guys how to make money with parts. Parting out things. Remember, you're taking things apart. You're not putting things back together again, which is really cool. You don't have to worry about all those extra parts trying to put back together again. All right, guys, have a good day.